In a town where every house looked the same and every lawn was perfectly green, lived a boy named Leo. But Leo wasn't like everyone else. While other kids chased soccer balls, Leo chased the patterns the sunlight made on the ground. When the teacher read stories, Leo wouldn't just listen. He'd draw the entire world of the story in his mind, complete with sounds and smells. Some kids whispered that he was different. They didn't understand why he would flap his hands when he was excited or why loud noises made him cover his ears. Leo's world was a symphony of details that others missed. He could tell you the exact number of leaves on a small branch, the subtle change in a bird's song before it rained, and the way colors seemed to have their own feelings. His mom called it his super sight. She told him his brain was like a special radio tuned to frequencies no one else could hear. But at school, his radio sometimes felt too loud, and he wished he had a volume knob. One day, the town announced its annual kite festival. Everyone was excited, building kites that were big, colorful, and designed to fly the highest. Leo wanted to join, but the thought of the noisy crowd and all the bright flapping kites made his head spin. Instead, he went to his favorite quiet spot by the creek. He wasn't building a kite, he was observing. He watched how the wind whispered through the reeds, how it made the water ripple in tiny, perfect waves, and how it lifted dandelion seeds and sent them dancing into the sky. While everyone else focused on size and strength, Leo noticed something else. He saw that the smallest, lightest things, the dandelion seeds. The fallen leaves didn't fight the wind. They danced with it. An idea sparked in his mind, as bright as the sunbeams he loved to chase. He went home and gathered materials nobody else would think to use for a kite. He used old silky scarves, thin bamboo sticks that bent easily, and threads as fine as spider webs. His kite wasn't big or flashy, it was small, delicate, and looked more like a giant dragonfly than a traditional kite. His older sister, Maya, watched him, puzzled. Leo, that will never fly, she said. It's too fragile. Leo just smiled and continued his work. On the day of the festival, the sky was filled with kites of every shape and color. They tugged and pulled at their strings, battling the strong gusts of wind. Some soared high, but many struggled. Diving and tangling with each other, the air was filled with shouts of frustration and excitement. Leo found a quiet corner of the field, away from the chaos. He held up his dragonfly kite. It looked tiny compared to the others. A few kids nearby snickered. "Look at that weird little kite," one of them said. Leo took a deep breath, closed his eyes for a second, and listened to the wind. He didn't just feel it, he understood it. He felt the exact moment a gentle updraft was coming. He tossed his kite into the air. At first, it just hovered, seeming to hesitate. Then, as if it had found a secret pathway in the sky, it began to climb. It didn't fight the wind, it rode the currents. It swirled and dipped, then soared higher and higher, dancing gracefully among the struggling, larger kites. It looked like a living creature, joyful and free. Everyone stopped to watch. The noisy field grew quiet. All eyes were on Leo's little kite, a beacon of elegance in the chaotic sky. They saw how it used the wind's own energy to fly, never straining, just moving in perfect harmony. Maya's jaw dropped. The kids who had laughed were now staring in. Oh, Leo didn't win the prize for the highest or the biggest kite. He didn't need to. He had shown everyone something far more important, his different way of seeing the world. His super sight had allowed him to understand something no one else could. He had shown them that there's more than one way to fly. From that day on, things started to change. Kids didn't call Leo different anymore. They called him the Kite Whisperer. They'd come to him not just for kite advice, But to ask him about the patterns in the clouds and the songs of the birds, they started to see that Leo's world wasn't weird, it was wonderful! And they learned that sometimes the things that make you different are the very things that help you and everyone around you to soar. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like and subscribe for more.